Can you believe this frame? It is beautiful. It came from Walmart. Look how cute. I love this. This is gonna look so good when we put it in the frame. So, da-da-da-da. Look how cute. I wanna show you guys closer, so let me lay it down. Hello, hello, my crafty friends. Welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn channel. And we are in the middle of Vlogtober, if you didn't know, where we are bringing you either a Christmas DIY, a Christmas craft, or a really good Christmas gift every day for the month of October. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we are getting prepared for Christmas Craft Week, which is going to be November the 3rd through the 7th, a week-long event full of crafting that is, first of all, completely free for you to attend. You just need to click that link down below and get signed up. But we are teaming up with some of the top names in the craft industry to bring you 20 plus amazing Christmas crafts all week. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you click that first link down below and get signed up. Now, in today's video, I've got to get a little quiet because we're doing an inexpensive Christmas gift, and I'm coming back here to hide because I am going to be making a Christmas gift for Sadie and Shane. I don't know if you've not been around the channel, Sadie is our producer, and she got married this year. So I'm going to be making an inexpensive gift for her and Shane, and I want to teach you guys how to make it as well. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what I'm starting with as far as material-wise. We don't really have a lot because we are going to be creating a personalized, really meaningful gift in Canva and printing it. So the only thing that I have material-wise is this frame. First of all, let me take a step back. Can you believe this frame? It is beautiful. It came from Walmart. This is like a poster size frame. What I love about this, look at those curved corners, like how pretty, and that color of that wood. I mean, I'm obsessed. Not very expensive. It's also linked down below, but I'm going to show you how you can create a collage in Canva and then have it printed, and you can do same day pickup at Walgreens. I'll walk you through the process. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be making this collage in Canva. You can do this with Canva Free or Canva Pro. I will say that you are going to have a lot more elements to use if you have Canva Pro, but it is completely doable with a free account. So what I do to get started when I'm making a collage is I like to grab a notebook and I like to jot down everything that comes to mind when I think of either the person or the couple that I'm creating it for. So for Sadie and Shane, number one, they are huge music lovers. So concert tickets are a must. So I'm going to write down concert tickets. Next up is going to be anything records. They love collecting vinyl. So I'm going to put vinyl record on there. Next thing that I know that they love as a couple, Sadie is a photographer at heart. So I think I want to put a camera on there somewhere. Shane loves cigars. He loves going to cigar lounges. So I'm going to write down cigars. I think that's going to be a really good something to put in this collage. As well as they did take their honeymoon out west. So we're going to do something related to out west. And I've heard Sadie talk about Shane loving buffalo and bison. So I'm going to somehow incorporate that as well. So I'm going to write down buffalo. The next thing is their favorite artist and wedding song. I want to incorporate that somewhere in there. So I'm going to write down the name of that song on here. So I make sure that I don't forget it and I incorporate that. And then I love to go gather images, whether that if you can find like baby pictures or younger pictures of the person or couple, that's always going to be a really good addition to a collage, as well as a couple pictures of them together, maybe one or two of them separate. An easy way that I like to do this, if I'm wanting it to be a surprise, is going to their social media accounts and saving photos and using it that way. That way you don't have to go ask them, hey, can you send me some pictures? I don't normally go in and save people's pictures from social media, but for this, I mean, it's a really, really good cause, and I want to keep this a secret. So I've gone and found some pictures that I think are going to go with that. I have them saved. And now it is time to start building our collage. So let's go ahead and jump over to our share screen and let me show you how I set all of this up and find matching elements that go together to make this look phenomenal. So to begin creating our collage, our Christmas present collage in Canva, we want to start out over here at the create button. Now, no matter what size frame you have, you can do this for any size frame, but for the one that we have specifically, the whole frame is 22 by 28 inches unmatted. For the specific frame that I have, it is 22 by 28 inches unmatted, and then with the mat, it's 18 by 24. So I want to start with the 22 by 28 just so I make it large enough to fit in the actual frame and not have to like tape it down and move it with the mat. So I'm going to make my document 22 by 28 inches, or the size of your frame, and then I'm going to go to create new design. Now, because I want to leave the mat in this frame, but I want the actual print to go past the mat, I am going to create a square or a guide for me to put all of my elements inside so that I know that they're going to fit inside the mat. So I'm going to come over here to elements. I'm just going to grab a square. I'm going to go over to position. And then at the bottom under advanced, you can see here that we can change the width and the height, and you can either lock or unlock the size aspect ratio. In Canva, everything normally stays unlocked, so I don't need to unlock it. It's already there. But the size of the area that I'm going to be designing in with the mat is 18 by 24 inches. So I'm going to make my width 18 and my height 24. And then I can just center this on the page. Now, I don't want it to be this blue color either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put a line on the outside of it. We can bump it down to 1 here. Let's go here and let's just type in 1. And then when I go to the color, I can do a transparent so it's see-through. And now I just have a guide that I can really see what it's going to look like. So now it is time for us to start grabbing elements to put into our collage. So I'm going to come over here to elements. The first thing that I know I want to do is I think I want to do their pictures on like some playing cards. So I'm going to go for like a king and a queen. So we're going to do King of Hearts, and we're going to find a playing card that works. Now, here is another thing. When you are creating these collages, if you go with the graphics, if you go with these types of images, you need to keep those graphics the same. We don't want to go back and forth between graphics and photos. You are really looking at trying to keep all of this consistent. So you want consistent designs throughout the whole thing. So one good way of doing this is, let's say you found something in the elements, maybe this one, for example. How you can find things that match is magic recommendations will pop up, and you can go to see all, and it will show you lots of different options that still fit within that theme. So you can see here, there is a queen here that matches it. So there is a king and a queen card that matches here. Maybe you're going for more of a black and white look, which is perfectly fine. Here is like the black and white spades and clubs. That could fit. But for this one, I think I want to go more images instead of graphics. So I'm going to hop back over here, and I think I want to go for the photos section. So I really like this king card. I like how it looks kind of worn. I'm going to do the background remover just to make sure I remove that background, and we'll size that down. And I do love how the center of this one is also gone. That way I can put a picture of Shane in this one and maybe Sadie in the next one. So once again, I'm going to go to Magic Recommendations and see if I can find the queen. And there is a queen that matches, which is even better. I love that. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm just going to size these down. I'm not worried about placement yet. All I'm doing right now is trying to get all of the elements on the page so that I can start placing things here in a little bit. So we're just going to leave that there. Next up, because I do want to incorporate a picture, and this was also not on the list, but I knew in my head I wanted to. I want to incorporate a picture of one of their baby pictures or one of their pictures of when they were younger. So I want to do that in a way that feels vintage, yet something that you would see baby pictures in. And automatically the first thing I think about is a locket. So I'm going to search for locket first. And it looks like there are some options. Some of these are closed. I'm looking for more of an open locket. And this is going to be what takes the most time, is finding things that match and fit and go together. So let me try, instead of just locket, let me try open locket. Let me see if I can go see all. And see, here is a really good example. So here are some open locket graphics that I love. But when I'm putting it in here, do you all see how it doesn't really flow as well because we have a graphic and a photo? I'm not saying it can't work. It can work. It's not terrible if you can't find anything else. But we want to try to keep everything consistent. So let me just play around with some other things really quickly. I kind of like this half open one. But I was really looking for something more so with a chain, I think. We'll leave that one on there for just a minute. Okay, I have an idea. So I really like this locket and I like the antique brass of it. So I'm going to go to background remover. And then I'm also going to add a page, and I'm just going to cut and paste things that I'm not 100% sure about down here on this secondary page until I'm ready. But y'all, I think this one might be the way that I go. I do kind of like how that chain hangs off and I can layer that chain over top of there. I like that one, and I like those together. So let's keep moving on. Next, I want to do a record. So let's put record in here. Let's go to photos. Oh, I really like this one. This is cool. We can do something cool with that. But once again, it has a background on it. So I'm going to hit that background remover really quickly. We're going to place it maybe somewhere up in here. We'll play around with all of that here in just a minute. And I do like these magic recommendations just immediately. That doesn't look as much like a photo. Like that looks more like a graphic, but maybe it could work. I do want to do a matchbox of some sort, but I don't think I want that one. I don't think that one's the vibe as much. I do love that there are, I like this one. This one's cool, but can we change that color? Let's see what we can do. No, we're going to go back. We'll just leave it like that. Perfect. Once again, we're going to hit that background remover. I'm going to bring these parameters down just a little bit, just so I can that's one of the things that I have found. It helps me design a lot more because I can really manipulate the size. If the parameters are a lot larger than the actual photo, especially once you go to background remover, I like bringing those parameters down so that I can really kind of manipulate the size a little bit better. So I think I want to do a matchbox. I've got that in there because that's going to go with the cigars. So let's go back. I like this one, but I also like the idea of having just like a blank record like this, or a vinyl like this, maybe down here, possibly. I think we're getting somewhere. We still got a ways to go, so just hear me out. Okay. Next, I want to look for a cigar. I don't know if I want to do a box of cigars or just like one individual cigar. This could be good for an individual cigar. So we're just going to go to background remover and we'll remove the background in case we want to do just like an individual cigar somewhere. Once again, do you see how these parameters, bringing these parameters in will just kind of help you when you go to like try to click on another element. If it was larger, it would be hard. You would have to come up here to positions and find it and choose it, especially when we're making collages like this. So I'm just going to keep that one there for right now. Not 100% sold on it just yet. I want to keep, oh, I think I found something. Okay. That is going to be a good piece that goes in this collage somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but it's going to go somewhere. And I have a lot of vertical images, so I'm going to change this one to horizontal. And once again, all of these are a little bit big right now. So we're going to make them all smaller kind of as we design so that we can fit everything on the collage. And I do want to keep it kind of like realistic to size as well. I think this guy, this needs to come over, maybe this one down here, maybe that in the middle. I'm still playing around with some things. So the matchbox definitely needs to be a little bit smaller, maybe like there. Okay, still have some more elements. So next up, I want to find, let's go to camera. And we're just going to, I know that I am in graphics versus images. So let's go to photos and see if I can find something. I kind of like this camera. It looks kind of cool. It's giving a very scrapbook vibe. Speaking of scrapbook, let's just type in scrapbook and see if we can find elements that we like. Like this torn paper element is so cool. Kind of like that. Let's see if we got magic recommendations. I like it, but I don't think that's it just yet. Let's just keep on moving. So let's see. We have cigar, we have a camera, we have a record. Let's go postcard now. This one's cool and just pretty simple. And here I have an idea. So I think I want to make the postcard look like it has, like I want an image, like an image type postcard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up buffalo. We're going to go to the actual photos and find one that we like. Let's try bison. Oh, that's it right there. This is the image that I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this with the postcard. So it's the same size. I'm going to send it behind the postcard, and then I'm going to select the postcard and come up here to transparency and bump that transparency down so that you can still see the lines on the postcard. And y'all, look at that. That looks like a legit postcard. And then after that, let's go back. I don't want to move that. I'm going to select both. So because these are layered right on top of each other, I can't really select them both just by clicking this. So I'm going to go to position. I'm going to go to layers, and I'm going to select the postcard and the photo by holding the shift key down and selecting it from the layers panel. And then I'm going to group those together. So now those are grouped as one image. And now I can move it together and resize it and whatever. And you can do that all in like just one thing. So next thing I want to do is I want to add a stamp to that postcard. I want to do photos. Oh, this will be a good one because they did take their trip out west, their honeymoon. So it's kind of like both pieces. And I'm going to put that like up here and kind of turn it maybe a little bit. It's still a little large. So let's just turn it a little bit. Do I want it that way or this way? Maybe making it just a little bit bigger, and we'll zoom in so that you all can see this. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and group those together as well because I don't really want those to move. And I think we're getting somewhere for sure. Okay, so I did find a different camera that I liked a little bit better. And I want to show you how I can, because I really like this kind of retro kind of dotted image you can see here. And I want to find more like it and more elements like it just to kind of fit things around what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these down just a little bit right here. And what I want to show you is you can right click, or if you're on a Mac, it's control click, and you can come down here to info on any image. So we're going to go to info, and then I want to either view collection or see more like this because I'm wanting some more elements that look like this. I'm going to move these over just a little bit and send this one to the back. Bring it down and send it to the back a little bit. I really like this star. I don't know why, but I really like this star, and I think I want to put it somewhere like over here, and maybe even, do I want it in the front or the back? I don't know. We're still playing around with it. Move some things around. But this is how you can truly, and here's the thing, because the matting is going to be, the matting may cut a little bit of this off. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal, especially because it is a collage type thing. But this is how you can find elements that resemble each other and look similar. Like this record would be really cool somewhere because once again, we're going with that record theme. We can even move it back behind everything to kind of like have it peeking out somewhere. But I wanted to see, I loved this corner piece. I love this corner piece, and it goes with the photography, Sadie's kind of photography thing. So I'm going to put this corner piece. Okay. I'm going to put this corner piece up here. I'm going to shrink it down. I'm going to put it up here in the corner, and I'm going to move it to the back like this. It's all about creating layers when you are doing a collage. It's all about making things fit and creating these layers. So now one of the last pieces I want to put is a Polaroid here. Frame. Cute. I want to see what kind of photos, because I want to show you how you can, I like the stacked one here. Okay, so I liked just this stack side. I didn't realize it came in with both. So I'm going to take this, crop it down like so, and then remove the background. And now I can place it there. We can move it to the back. We can move this down, maybe even make this cigar box a little bit smaller because I want the Polaroid to be a little bit large. I am going to let it hang off the top just a little bit. I think that is not a big deal. And now I'm going to create my frames for like the cards, this, our Polaroid, maybe even a frame on the front of this vinyl. We'll see. So how you're going to do that is we're going to go back to elements, and we're going to come down here. We're going to scroll down to where it says frames, and we're going to select the square frame. So you can see here, it's just what this represents in Canva. It means that I can drag and drop any photo into this frame, and it's going to make it look like it was meant to be there. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to move I'm going to shrink this down, and I'm going to zoom in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange this on the front of this card. And if it is snapping and you do not want it to snap, you can hit control and it's not going to snap to anything. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking my element, then I'm holding control down and moving it. And then I'm going to fit that there. I think that looks really good. And then we're going to duplicate that. I'm going to zoom in over here. Once again, with this selected, it is going to be, you do have to kind of be careful. And this may be something you may want to do closer to the front of designing. We're just going to fit this there, and then I'm going to move it back behind the queen like that. And then what you can do is we can now group these together by selecting them both. How you select them both is you click your first one, hold your shift key down, and then click the second element, and then there's going to be something come up where you can group them together. Now they're all grouped together, and we don't have to worry about these being separate pieces. Next up, I want to add frames to my locket, so I'm going to grab a circle, we are going to make it smaller. And you can turn a circle into an oval here in Canva. You can see how easy it is. And then we are going to zoom in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this frame fit into this locket. So I'm just going to size this down. We're going to turn it. Let's turn it just a little bit more like that. Beautiful. And now I'm going to duplicate and move this one over here. And now we can put those photos in the locket. Now, once again, I'm going to create a frame for the Polaroid. We'll zoom in. We're going to size it down. I'm going to put it up here in this corner like that. And then I'm going to select that and make it just a little bit smaller. And then we're going to have to bump it down right there. So now we have, and that didn't look, I think I'm just going to extend it past the black just a little bit. Like that. And now we have a frame for our Polaroid. So now all that's left is for us to put different elements in, different things like, for example, I'm probably going to do S&S on the matchbox for Sadie and Shane. I'm probably going to do a wedding photo here and the date of their wedding there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all those elements, put those in, and we will be right back. Okay, guys, I did a few little finishing touches on this. I added a guitar pick here. I added some little flowers that I found and a really cute picture of them on this vinyl. I also added their first concert together, their wedding date with a little kiss here, the S&S for Sadie and Shane. And then I put Be the Song, which was their wedding song, and then lyrics from that song here. And I think that I am very, very pleased with where we're at. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to position, and I'm just going to delete this guide that I had right there. Lovely. And I actually might make this just a smidgen bigger because I want it to kind of go off the matting. So I just made it just a little bit bigger. Not a big deal. I want the matting to cover the edges of it. And now we are ready to download this and send it to Walgreens to get it printed. I will take you guys with me to pick it up, and then we'll put it all together so that you can see the finished product. So when I'm going to print something from Canva, this is honestly one of my biggest tricks to make sure everything, all of the colors are the same and exactly what I want it to be. So coming over here to share, if you'll go to download, if you are printing it, you want to change this from a PNG to a PDF print. This is going to be best for printing. Now, the only problem is this next step does require you to have Canva Pro. If you don't have Canva Pro, it is perfectly fine. You don't have to do this step, but if you do have Canva Pro, take advantage of this little trick because it does make your prints turn out phenomenal. But if you'll come down here to color profile, and I actually need to do this, you can see I had a different page. We're going to go to current page. We just want current page. And I'm changing it from RGB to CMYK because CMYK is the colors that printers have: cyan, magenta, yellow, black. RGB is what we use on our digital profile. So I'm going to change it from RGB to CMYK, and then I'm going to click download. After I have done that, all we have to do is go over to Walgreens and upload that. And you don't have to do it in Walgreens. You can do it Walmart. You could do Walgreens, CVS, whatever. I've ordered my print. Here in a little bit, we're going to go pick it up, and then we're going to put it all together when I get to the house, and you all are going to see the finished product. Altogether, the print was $26. We'll call it $30 after tax. This specific frame we use is a little bit more on, I won't say expensive. It is going to run you around $25 with tax and everything. So we're looking at, this is like a $50 gift. In the grand scheme of things for a couple's gift, I don't think that is very expensive. I think it's an extremely meaningful gift. It is truly going to be one of those gifts that is going to be super appreciated because you've taken your time, you've thought about the couple, you've thought about the person, you've put things together that you think they would like. So you don't have to go with the more expensive frame. You can get frames, poster frames at Walmart for as little as $10. So you don't have to get this exact frame. I love this exact frame. I think it is beautiful, but it can be even cheaper than around $50. It doesn't even have to be that much, but I can't wait for you all to see how it turns out. So later on, we'll go pick that up and we'll put this in the frame and then I'll show you. Also, just a little tip, check for coupons when you are printing from Walgreens. I found a coupon that literally gave me 50% off, bringing the total, let me go ahead and let me put it in actually, brought the total of my poster down to $12.99. That makes it even cheaper. So look for those coupons, ask Google, ask ChatGPT, find those coupons because I promise you, you can do it even cheaper than $50 and get the more expensive frame. So just a little heads up. Okay guys, it is the same day and we are here at Walgreens. So let's go pick up our print and then we're gonna take it home and we are going to put it in the frame to give to Sadie and Shane. Okay guys, I got the goods, I got the poster. I don't think that if I open it right now, you all are gonna be able to see it, so we'll wait till we get home, but you're not gonna believe how much I actually got this for. I ended up getting this tax and all for $14.26. So make sure you're checking for those codes. Currently, at the time of my filming, there was a 50% off coupon for these posters. So check and see if they've got any codes going on. This could be such a really good, inexpensive gift. I'm telling you, definitely don't just buy it without Googling or looking at ChatGPT and asking for discount codes because, listen, I got this for 50% off. So let's go home and put it in the frame. Okay guys, we have finally made it home and here is our poster. I've not gotten it out yet because I wanted you guys to see it first. And then we will go ahead and put it in. Look how cute. I love this. This is gonna look so good when we put it in the frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and reposition you so that we can put this, I can show you how we're gonna put this in the frame. Okay, so I do have some tape here and some scissors to cut it down. I also have a box cutter in case I need to cut it that way, but what we're gonna do is we're just going to add this to our frame. So the way that this frame works is it just has tabs on the back side, which it is really hard for me to get my fingernails under, so I'm going to use this X-Acto knife for this to place it in here. Okay, so we have this. So I'm taking out this portion, but I'm gonna leave the matting in there. And what I'm going to do now is position. I think I'm first going to, because remember I said I had to get it a 20 by 30, so it's gonna be longer. So I think what I'm going to do first is cut off a small portion of the white on the bottom. We're not gonna cut off a lot, but we're gonna cut off a small portion of the white on the bottom and the top to get it to fit in this frame because it is somewhat of an odd size frame, I think. And now we should be able to get it to fit. And I think that fits pretty perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab some tape and I'm going to tape this down. And then I will put the backing back on and show you all the finished product. Now, one thing you do want to make sure you are aware of, make sure you are hanging it. If you are doing vertical, make sure that the way to hang it, or this right here, is on top, and you place your actual poster down the way that you're supposed to. And then we're just gonna put this backing back in. And then push these tabs back down. Da 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 da. Look how cute. I want to show you guys closer. So let me lay it down and I'll turn you guys around so that you can see. I mean, look how pretty that is. I think it looks so good. Let me get a close up so y'all can see it a lot better. I just think it looks so cute. I mean, honestly, such a good gift if you are trying to ball on a budget and but you still want Christmas to be very sentimental. I think this is a great way to achieve that because it is so personal, yet very, very inexpensive. And you all can use your design skills to create collages for the people in your life. So what do you guys think? I can't wait to give it to Sadie. I think she's going to adore it. If you have liked this tutorial, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time we get crafty for the month of October. Remember, it's Vlogtober, and if you haven't already, make sure you get signed up for Christmas Craft Week happening November the 3rd through the 7th. It is completely free for you guys to sign up. Make sure you click that link down below and get signed up today. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.